Hello there.
Well, hello, beautiful.
Hey, welcome to Fandom Fights. This is exciting. We got a singles title match. Brittani Tapley is here looking to defend her belt against Robbie Casts. Robert Castner is here. First time challenging for the singles belt. Has gotten close many times, but this is his first time at the actual event to take on Brittani. They've played before in a 3-round match. Now they're playing for the gold. Nick is here. Nick, I've got a lot of energy. Are you going to match me, or are you going to like try to even out?
Hey, that's probably it. No, I'm excited. I'll even it out a little bit.
Okay.
I'm very excited. Brittany's first defense of 2024. She went through a pot like the craziest, some of the best people to play for the belt last year. Beat her own teammate Tyler Birch. Had to play Robert to do it. Had to play a perfect game against Robert to do it. And then this year we get a bunch of people together who've never challenged for the belts. A lot of people may look at that and say, okay, so you've gotten the people that haven't been able to hack it. So you can give Brittany an easy win. Not the case here today because, yeah, Brittany beat Robert playing a perfect game. Had she not played a perfect game, Robert would have won. And Robert's been in multiple contender matches before this, all of them featuring multiple people, one of them including Brittany. And the way Robert played on the few matches to get here have been insane. I've never seen Robert playing like this. I think we're in for a crazy match.
It also should be said, like Robert is a former teams champion, 2-time teams. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. 2-time. And he's challenged with his current team. So he's not a stranger to the title match format. So he knows what he's doing there. It's can he do it by himself without a team partner? And with the prep time underneath them too, I think this is going to be a barn burner. I'm looking forward to it. I said that to Maggie as I was walking down the stairs. She said, I don't know what barn burner means. And I said, well, it's this match. It's going to be this match, I hope. So let's go talk to the players right now in the promos.
I'll keep it brief like they want. Robert, you have made a habit of doing the impossible in title matches before. And both of those times, I was in your corner.
Yes.
It's a little different this time because I may not be answering questions with you, but I think the same thing can happen. And I couldn't be more proud to be in your corner, regardless of what happens. Let's do this.
Let's go. That's all.
Robert is a player that deserves a belt. I just hope it's not today. Yeah. Let's play.
Nick, I didn't sense much hostility. Where's the fireworks? Where's the anger? Where are the bloody knives? Nick, your thoughts?
I think we're about to see all that, Tim.
Oh, great. Let's get into it with round number 1. Nick, how's it going to work?
Round number 1 is going to work like this. There's going to be 10 questions in the realm of Fandom Fights. Each player is going to have 15 seconds to write down their answer. At the end of 15 seconds, we will say pens down, at which point the players will reveal their answer and say it aloud. Each correct answer is worth 1 point apiece. And should any individual player get all 10 questions correct in round number 1, they would receive a bonus question. Each player will have 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Teams, any questions? Teams. Players who feel as though they earned the score of 2 people. Any questions? That's what I meant by that. Questions as we get into round number 1.
2 things. 1, die. 2, 3, not 4.
Whatever. Yeah, you got it.
Okay,
4.
Cool. Just want to make sure.
You guys we didn't. No, I'm just kidding. All right, cool. First question comes in the category of DreamWorks animation. What song is Donkey singing when Shrek and Fiona return from their honeymoon at the beginning of Shrek 2?
What would you do if I just started singing the song?
I'd be very upset. I'd consider tonight a failure. I'd say we should try again another day.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're gonna start with Robert.
I didn't write it in time.
And Brittany.
Nah, he sings this in a different movie. It's not tomorrow.
One is the loneliest
Ah.
number that you'll... Okay, your next question is in the category of Jimmy B, James Bond. Which James Bond film features Bond remarking how he always hated a certain building just before causing it to blow up? I have things to say about this question, but I can't until the next.
Were you about to like? Never mind. I can't even make a joke.
4,
It's gonna give it a...
3, 2,
Repeat.
1. All right, that's going to be the first repeat for Robert. Which James Bond film features Bond remarking how he always hated a certain building just before causing it to blow up? One is the loneliest number that you'll ever knew.
I literally just watched that with my daughter and just completely blanked on that.
2 could be as bad as 1. Great movie. 5,
It's a great movie.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Brittany, we're starting with you on this one.
I don't know. I said Spectre.
And Robert.
I also said Spectre.
Both very close. We're looking for Skyfall.
Yeah.
I believe the building reference is Skyfall. So your next question is going to come to you from Nick.
It's in the category of epic adventures. Who plays the religious missionary Philip in Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides?
So what I was going to say was I fucking watched Man with the Golden Gun 3 goddamn times, and I didn't get the question right.
Yeah.
But I got the questions right on the other questions. I don't know if that's aired yet. I think it's airing the same time.
It has aired.
It has aired. Beautiful. Thank you.
Aired recently.
4. I was going to say pretty close. 3,
Like 2 days ago.
1. Pens down. Let's go to Robert.
Is it Ben Barnes?
And Brittany.
Sam Claflin?
Sam Claflin is correct. So Brittany will take first blood 1-0. Your next question is in the category of Law and Order. What is the last name of the officer who is having a child with Murtaugh's daughter in Lethal Weapon 4? The 4th Lethal Weapon film, Nick.
Yeah.
You seen this one?
Yep.
Thoughts? You like it?
Sure. It's okay.
I like it better rewatching it than I did the first time I saw it. 5, 4, 3.
I heard Dune is sick.
1. Depends on. Oh my god, it's so good. Let's go to Brittany
Butters.
and Robert.
Everyone knows it's Butters.
Butters is correct. So 2-1. Nick, what's next?
Your next question comes in the category of mixed bag. The question is, name 2 horror icons films that feature a murdered victim by the name of Tina.
Do you know any Tinas? I have an aunt, Tina.
Oh, do you? Do I?
My mother's sister. She lives in Arizona.
I went to college with a girl named Tina, and I
3.
remember she...
Repeat the question.
All right, that's going to be the first repeat for Brittany.
Question again. Name 2 horror icons films that feature a murdered victim by the name of Tina.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So it was the first day of class, and I went and sat down, and then she came in last and specifically sat like a chair away from me because the only 2 chairs were the 2 next to me.
Nice.
And she sat over there, and then eventually we became friends, and I was like, "Hey, remember that time when you like did everything in your power not to sit anywhere near me?"
What a butt. 5.
Yeah, correct.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Robert.
So Friday the 13th, Part 2, and Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Okay, and let's go to Brittany.
I said Friday the 13th, the final chapter, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Brittany is correct. Part 2 is not an answer, so Brittany's answer is correct, though. Revenge of Michael Myers, Friday the 13th, the final chapter, Friday the 13th, A New Beginning, and A Nightmare on Elm Street, the first original A Nightmare on Elm Street. So those were the answers. Nick, I have the scores 3-1. Is that what you have?
That's what I have, Tim.
Okay, your next question is in the category of creature features. What are the only 2 words that Blue Eyes verbally says out loud after Caesar is shot in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes?
See the trailer for
So good.
yeah.
Actually, when I went to my Dune screening earlier this week, they played the new trailer for it, and
Yeah.
So good.
Big
I'm
fan.
hyped. Very, very excited. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We are going to go to Brittany.
I don't know. I just guess human work.
You got one of them, and Robert.
I said no, Dad.
I almost put that.
Human and gun were the.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So your next question is coming to you from Nick.
It's in the category of Pixar. Who voices Moonwind, Joe's spiritual guide and real-life sign twirler in Soul?
I just saw this in the theater too.
But Tim, it was you owned it.
I know. Well, I saw it for free. Like I didn't pay for it.
Oh, I guess that's fair. Can't all be so lucky.
No.
It's true. 5.
Some of us need to steal Tim's voodoo password to watch
One.
things.
Hands down. That's fair. Let's go to Robert.
I steal voodoo passwords, Graham Norton.
And not called Voodoo for much longer. And Brittany.
Graham Norton.
Graham Norton is correct. So it is 4-2. Your next question is in the category of Marvel. In Men in Black, what does Zed tell the recruits the last test is, which K pulls J from, as it is actually them being neuralized?
It's not going to be called voodoo?
Yeah, so like in 2020 or 2021, somewhere in there, Fandango, the movie ticketing company, bought Voodoo. So recently it's been Voodoo / Fandango at home.
At home. Yeah, I've been seeing
And now it's going to be just like Fandango movies.
Ah.
that's worse.
I don't like it. I like saying Voodoo, but I'm not going to be like, hey, Nick, did you see I got that movie on the Fandango at home movie? Fuck 5.
Call it the Fa.
2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Brittany.
An eye exam.
And Robert.
An eye exam.
That is correct. 5-3. What's next?
Your penultimate question comes in the category of sci-fi icons. In Back to the Future Part 3, what does Marty find out that makes him go back to 1885 instead of going home to 1985? What?
I'm thinking of a Family Guy bit, but that's fine. I'm just laughing at myself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Robert.
Doc is going to be murdered / Doc's headstone.
And Brittany.
Well, he technically did die at one point. So I said Doc was killed in 1885.
We can accept both.
In one timeline, yeah.
Yes. We can accept both. 6-4. As we get to your final question of the round, it's in the category of the Wizarding World. Who is the first player to score points during the Quidditch match in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone?
We just need first name.
I want the middle name, damn it. No, I'm just kidding. I just need first.
Okay. You could make an attempt at the middle name.
Don't. If you're wrong, I'll know.
Will you?
No. 5, 4, 3.
Repeat.
All right, that's going to be the second repeat for Robert. Question again. Who is the first player to score points during the Quidditch match in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone?
You ever played Quidditch?
In the park.
Naturally.
flying around on my broom with old people yelling at me. 5, 4, 3,
Sounds tough.
2, 1. Pens down. We're going to Brittany
Angelina.
and Robert.
Didn't have that. Katie Bell.
Angelina is correct. So Brittany has the lead coming out of round number 1. It is 7-4, but it is still anyone's game. The macaw is here. Nick, what is the rules for round 2?
Round number 2 is going to work like this. It is the wheel round. We have a wheel with 10 fandom categories on it. No spinners or opponent's choice per request of the champion. Each player will get a spin at the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they can keep it. If not, they can choose to spin again, but they will be forced to keep what they spin the second time. You will get 5 questions in the chosen category, each worth 2 points apiece, unless you'd like to check down a multiple choice, in which case it'll only be worth 1. And be on the lookout, as stealing is available in round number 2. Tim, what's on the wheel today?
On the wheel today, we don't have any spinners or opponent's choice per the request of the champion, but we do have Criminal Underworld, James Bond, Creature Features, Star Trek, Mixed Bag, Worlds of DC, DreamWorks Animation, YA, Horror Icons, and Disney Animation. Nick is smirking. I don't know why.
I said that already.
Oh, I was
okay.
talking to Maggie. Brittany, want to spin first or defer?
We'll go second.
Okay. We'll bring in Jake. This is going to be the spin for Roberto. It lands on Criminal Underworld.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I do think you should take this.
Okay.
Shake off that round 1.
I'm fine.
She is not perfect. So
I'm good.
you'll be you can do this. All right.
I'm good.
All right, Nick, will you go ahead and give Robert his questions in the category of Criminal Underworld?
Gladly. Robert, are you prepared for your questions in the category of Criminal Underworld?
We'll see.
All right, your first question. Which Criminal Underworld film features a character scamming people on the street running a game of 3-card Monty?
Five, 4.
Ocean's 8.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, Robert, your second question. Who plays Vince in The Fast and the Furious?
Multiple, please.
All right, your multiple choice options are: is it A, Matt Schultz, B, Eldon Henson, C, Brian T, or D, Don Omar?
Repeat the options, please.
Sure thing. Your options are A, Matt Schultz, B, Eldon Henson, C, Brian T, or D, Don Omar.
A.
A is correct for 1 point in a tie game. All right, Robert, your third question. In John Wick Chapter 2, how much money is the initial contract that Santino puts out for John Wick after he kills his sister?
Multiple, please.
All right, your multiple choice options are: is it A, $5 million, B, $7 million, C, $10 million, or D, $12 million?
$7 million.
That's correct for 1 point. All right, Robert, your penultimate question. What is the name of the weapons project created by Elle's parents and sought after by Jacob in F9?
Multiple.
Your multiple choice options are: is it A, Ares, B, Poseidon, C, Artemis, or D, Hermes?
Ares.
That is correct for 1 point. And Robert, your final question. In Ocean's 13, what kind of gambling game does Frank pitch to Willie Bank for his casino?
Dominoes.
That is correct for 2 more points and a sweep of Criminal Underworld.
So after Robert's spin, he gets his total up to 11. Is that what you have, Nick?
That's what I have, Tim.
All right, we are going to bring back the wheel and Mr. Newberry. This is going to be the spin for Brittany. It lands on Disney Animation. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
We have room to risk a spin.
Yeah.
So spin that again.
Okay. This is going to be what you're stuck with, Brittany. It lands on Star Trek.
Just take your time. Just work
Okay.
through it. We get 4 points gets a tie game. Anything passes.
True. Okay.
Just take your time. Go.
All right. So, Brittany, I will be giving you your questions in the category of Star Trek. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Your first question in the category of Star Trek is: actors Daniel Hugh Kelly, Anthony Zerbe, and Michael Welch appear in which Star Trek film?
Star Trek Insurrection.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question: a ship named Enterprise with the specific designation NCC-1701-A can be found in how many Star Trek films?
Four.
That is correct for 2 points. And a tie game. Your next question: what word is used to describe a Vulcan's living spirit in Star Trek III, The Search for Spock?
Katra.
That is correct for 2 more points in the lead. Your fourth question: in Star Trek Nemesis, upon first meeting Shinzon, he asks to touch the hair of which Enterprise crew member?
Troy.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question in the category of Star Trek: complete this quote from Star Trek 09. You of all people should know, Cadet Kirk, a captain cannot blank. We are looking for 2 words.
Yeah, let's do multiple, please.
All right, your options are A, escape fate, B, cheat death, C, lead everyone, or D, reverse time.
Cheat death.
That is correct
Yeah,
for
makes sense.
1 more point and the clean sweep of Star Trek. So Brittany gets her total up to 16, to Robert's 11. Is that what you have, Nick?
That's what I have, Tim.
All right, we are going to get into round number 3. It is the filmography round. Nick, how's it going to work?
Filmography round 3. There's 3 questions. You're each going to get 3 of them. One of them's 1 point. The second one 2, and the third one is worth 3. The questions are formatted in such a way where we'll give you 2 clues that point to a Phantom actor or actress. If you get that actor or actress correct, you will get the concurrent amount of points for the question you are answering. Yeah, that's going to be it. Questions?
No, I like that explanation.
You're on a roll. You are on a roll. Brittany, you're in the lead. Do you want set 1 or set 2?
Set 2, please.
All right, Robert, I'm going to be giving you your questions in set 1 since you are down. Are you ready, sir?
Cool. Yeah.
All right, your first question in set 1. Who plays a Star Wars Jedi and an Epic Adventures lion?
Liam Neeson.
He's a man in black. That is correct for 1 point.
I almost said Liam Neeson's, but I stopped myself.
Your 2-point question, Robert. Who voices a Pixar dad and plays a YA Victor? Five, 4.
Repeat, please.
All right, that is your third repeat. Who voices a Pixar dad and plays a YA Victor? Five, 4.
No, Woody Harrelson.
That is incorrect. We were looking for Jeffrey Wright, the good dinosaur.
Yeah, good dice.
Yeah.
All right. So, Robert, your 3-point question in your filmography round. Who plays a Bond henchman and a creature features hunter? Five, 4.
Last repeat, please.
All right, that is your final repeat. Your question again. Who plays a Bond henchman and a creature features hunter?
Pete Postlethwaite.
That is incorrect. We were looking for Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw. All right. So, Brittany, we are going to move over to you. Nick is going to ask you your questions from set 2.
Gladly, Brittany, are you prepared for your questions in set 2?
Yep.
Oh, hang on. Mr. Meltzer.
Okay. So Robert Shaw, I don't know if I would classify him as a henchman because he's really the main adversary that Bond goes up against in the movie. So I don't know if I would classify him. I don't know if I would fully classify him as a henchman. Like, even if he's like not quote unquote in charge, he's the one who's doing everything. So I don't really agree with that sort of classification of him being labeled a henchman.
If you want to challenge,
he's the main adversary that Bond goes up against throughout the whole movie.
If you want to challenge him,
I think we should challenge.
Okay, fine.
All right.
The way that it was worded, was misleading.
Okay, we will be right back after this challenge. All right, we're back from the challenge. Nick and I took a look at some James Bond information, and we decided that Rosa Klebb does hire, is it Red, right, to assassinate Bond, making him the henchman of Rosa Klebb. So the wording of the question stands and fits, and therefore the question stands. So Robert does not get a new question, and he loses his challenge. So after Robert's turn, it's to 12. He gets up to 12, and we're going to move over to Brittany. So go ahead, Nick.
Gladly. Brittany, you prepared for your questions in set 2?
Yep.
Your first question. Who plays an MCU butcher and a DC vigilante?
You butcher.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Carl Urban.
That is incorrect. We're looking for Christian Bale.
You just bring in Cody for a second.
Oh,
Like, that's, come on. Like, I was thinking butcher. Like a butcher. Like, who
What was
plays
the question?
butcher?
I missed it. I was doing something.
plays an MCU butcher and a DC vigilante.
Like, Gore the God Butcher is his, like, title. But when they said butcher, I mean, I was thinking like a physical butcher.
I could
Like,
see,
I had no freaking clue. Like,
I could see where you're going.
or should I just leave it?
I think with it in the title, I think that was enough for they're going to say it's called the God
but
Butcher.
like an MCU butcher, like, you know what I mean?
I mean, we can challenge, but it's only 1 point on this
Yeah,
one.
okay.
If you think you can get a different one from it, I know the two running it. I could see where it goes with it's in the title of the character. So I feel like we'll just lose.
Okay. If you think we're gonna lose, then yeah, let's just leave it.
I think we're gonna lose. So I would just keep it.
Okay.
All right. Well, then we will move on. Nick, go ahead.
Brittany, your 2-point question. Who plays a Worlds of DC time traveler and a Wizarding World orphan?
Ezra Miller.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, and Brittany, your 3-point question. Who plays a Marvel undead mother and an Alien versus Predator series survivor?
Santa LaFan.
Never heard it pronounced that way, but that is correct.
Yeah.
For 3 big points. I always thought it was Sanaa Lathan, but
Sanaa Lathan.
I don't know.
that works for
That's
me.
how- yeah.
I had to look up who she was, Nick. Score is 21-12. Is that what you have?
That's what I have, Tim.
Hey, it's like, okay, anyway, we're gonna get into round number 4. It's the deep cut round. Nick, how's it gonna work?
Round number 4 is going to work like this. It is the deep cut round. We have a wheel with 10 deep cut films on, or I'm sorry, 4, because I don't know why I think this is a teams match, but it's definitely not. There are 8 deep cut films on this deep cut wheel. We will spin the wheel 5 times to get questions from various movies, all written at a deep cut level. These movies were drafted by the players you see before you. Each correct answer to a question is worth 2 points. There will be 5 in total. Said that already. It's the deep cut round. Woo!
All right, the movies on the deep cut wheel are Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, Allegiant, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Bad Boys for Life, The Hunt for Red October, and Road to Perdition. So, players, are you ready as we get into the round?
Yeah.
All right, here's the first spin for the deep cut round. It's going to come from The Hunt for Red October. Your question in The Hunt for Red October is, what about flying does Jack say is the reason he can't sleep on planes? Funny shit. I wrote these last night for this movie. And
Well done.
the macaw says to me, that movie's not in Fandom. And I said, oh, but it has for like over a year. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Brittany.
The Turbulence.
And Robert.
Turbulence.
Turbulence is correct. 23-14 as we bring back the wheel. This is the next spin. It's coming from Allegiant. Nick, take it away.
All right, your question in Allegiant. What is the name of the man who ambushes the group and kills Tori as they escape over the wall?
I did not write this last night.
2 nights ago?
I don't think I wrote this. Maybe I did, but it was
me.
not. Oh, then I did write. Usually what happens is Nick writes most of them, multiple matches in a row, and then a match comes up and he's like, dude, I have it. And I'm like, I got you. And then like 2 days before the match, I write all the details.
That is how it goes.
3, 2, 1, pens down. But it wasn't this one this time. Let's go to Robert.
Edgar.
And Brittany.
Edgar.
Edgar is correct. So we will bring back up the wheel. Here's the next spin. It's coming from Road to Perdition. Road to Perdition. So question 3 from Road to Perdition is, what is Maguire's rate? I did write this one last night.
Yeah, I was getting on a plane and there were like 4 not written. And I was like, Tim's got it.
Oh,
I told you that I had it under control.
And it is currently under control.
Yeah, you gotta trust the Tim. 5, 4,
Great.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. When I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. Let's go to. I'm not Coho. Let's go to Brittany
1600.
and Robert.
1600.
1600 is correct. 27-18. Is that what you got, Nick?
Yep.
All right, bringing back the wheel. Here's the next spin. The Hunt for Red October. Guess what else is? All right, Nick, take it away.
All right, your question. Jack says Ramius always goes to starboard when? Starboard. Starboard. That was weird. Starboard.
Yeah, that could be right. I just copied what it said on the movie because I was watching it with the subtitles. Good movie, though. I haven't watched it since it came into Fandom, and I was enjoying myself writing these questions. It was a good time.
It's good.
Yeah. 5,
Makes sense.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Robert.
Said bottom half of the hour.
And Brittany.
Bottom half of the hour.
That is correct. 29-20. Your next question is going to come from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I did not write these last night. I wrote them like 4 days ago.
Okay.
And your question is from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. The first man that attempts to pass through the first challenge on the way to the Grail dies how? This is a good one too.
That's some Guinness.
No, it is a stout though. It's from a brewery called Untitled Art.
Huh.
It is
That kind of sounds like if you were to name your fandom team, insert name here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Brittany
Decapitated.
and Robert.
Beheading.
Beheaded, decapitated is correct. So, Nick, a clean sweep, perfect scores for the players through the deep cut round. So it's 31-22. Is that what you have?
That's what I have, Tim.
All right, we're going to get into the betting round. Round number 5. How's it going to work?
Round number 5 is going to work like this. It is the betting round. We have 5 more questions that are on the Fandom Fights. Once players say the category, they can bet anywhere between 0 and 2 points on the question. If they get the question correct, they will gain those points. If they get the question incorrect, they will lose those points. We will play until someone is mathematically eliminated or we have reached the end of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round number 5?
Nah.
No.
Right. All right, the first category that you can bet points on is Star Trek. Let's get bets, starting with Brittany
2.
and Robert.
2.
All right, your question in the category of Star Trek. What was the name Picard went by while assimilated by the Borg, revealed in Star Trek First Contact?
You ever been assimilated by the Borg?
Not since the 80s. 5, 4.
Cool.
I'm going to take a repeat for good measure. Just
All right, that is Brittany's
Just
second
cause.
repeat. What was the name Picard went by while assimilated by the Borg, revealed in Star Trek First Contact? You know what the worst thing about this movie is? That now when I think about it, I think of Jay Burns. Because he, for the entire time I've known that man, has said, I'm a Star Trek fan. That's one of my strengths. Whoa, Star Trek. And then he told me he's never seen this movie.
what the fuck?
What? That's like me saying I've never seen, like, Desolation of Smaug. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Okay, fine. I've never seen Solo. Let's go to Robert
Locutus.
and Brittany.
Locutus.
And your winner, and still Fandom Fights singles champion, Brittany Tapley. Nick, really great match. Listen up. What was it? What, a 3-point game coming out of round number 1? I think that Robert, pretty confident going into Criminal Underworld, but maybe the questions were just a little bit more obscure than he was anticipating. But dude came to play in that deep cut round. That was disgusting. I'm never gonna like. I hate the deep cut round. Like as a viewer and as a showrunner, love it. And as a player, I hate it. So when I see people like Robert, like Brittany, who can absolutely crush it, that's a dedication and everything that I don't understand. I don't have that in me. And so to see them absolutely crush like that, that's huge, huge props. He hit that last question, but at this point, such a deficit. You're not going to do anything to get back at Brittany there. And Brittany just played lights out. It was pretty gross. Nick, do you have thoughts?
I'll tell it to the players.
Wanted you to tell me, but that's fine. Okay, we will go talk to the players right now in the post-match interviews.
Robert Castner, you're no longer a bridesmaid. You're a bride. Wedding didn't go as well as maybe you had hoped, but I think you had a great showing in your first singles title match. I think a lot of your strengths in title matches, Brittani had those strengths as well today. I think you're one of the best deep cut players we've ever seen. But Brittani also went 5 for 5 in deep cut. So, like, if you were going to get any ground on Brittani, it probably would have been in that round, but she just came to play. Little struggle in filmography. Multiple choice once or twice in against most other people doesn't have as big of an effect as it does when you're playing a juggernaut like Brittani Tapley. I think you did great. I think you're having a fantastic beginning of the season, even if this title match didn't go the way you wanted, but you have a little something in your back pocket maybe to use down the line. But at the moment, Robert, first title shot didn't go this way. Maybe if we go deeper in round 5, some switches, we've seen Brittani trip up on some final round questions that winds up swinging matches the other way. But today didn't get the chance. Robert, how are you feeling after your first showing in a singles title?
I actually weirdly feel okay. This was better than the last title match I played against Brittani, where I only got one question right in round 1. And like, I was going to change to Skyfall in that one, and I didn't for some reason. I don't know why. And then I was thinking, I couldn't remember Angelina. I knew it was the other Gryffindor Seeker, but I couldn't remember her first name to save my life. And then strategy-wise, Criminal Underworld, I didn't look at that as closely lately. But had I spun again, we would have got Disney. And I probably would have done worse. So I don't begrudge that. Filmography, I knew her filmography cold. I just got ones that, yeah, the challenge being what it was, I wasn't thinking of Robert Shaw as a henchman. I don't usually I know he is, but I don't consider him that as a movie, which is why we challenged. I weirdly feel okay. I think what this tells me, based on what you said, Nick, about my deep cut prowess, is that I need to stop putting so much emphasis on it. Because I was trying to remember, for everybody who saw the list of movies, every effing Earth universe of Spider-Verse, which is probably not a good allocation of my time. So maybe I need to back off that a little bit and focus on just the general stuff, and get a stronger lead out of the gate. But otherwise, I feel fine. I was a heavy underdog. I have 6 losses in this league, and 3 of them are to Brittani.
True. What
are you going to do? I think Joe has the same problem, but Joe has single belts, so he can fall back on that. But I'm fine. I'm good. This, water off a duck's back. I could make excuses, blah, 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 sleep stuff, baby stuff, whatever. It doesn't matter. I came into today feeling pretty good. Didn't go my way, whatever.
Jake, thoughts on Robert's first showing in a singles title?
Yeah, I don't really want to speak for him too much. I could kind of sense maybe some nerves in the first 2 rounds. Like, because I think Criminal Underworld, I feel like, maybe if he had like gone over the notes a little more recently, but I feel like with how good he is in that category, I think he just was like, okay, I got to calm down a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong. But then obviously Brittani is like, I have no idea what Brittani does outside of trivia. I have no knowledge of what her life is other than that she lives in Canada. But she makes it look like this is her full-time job. Like, that's how good she is at this. And nobody else can say that in this league. Like, even Joe, like, I have a little more idea of what his life is like outside of trivia. And I still think, like, yeah, Brittani is the only one who makes it look like it's her full-time job. And that is all the credit to her if that is not the case, because that is insane what she is capable of match in and match out. And it sort of feels like, what's the guy who has to keep rolling the book? Sisyphus. It's a very Sisyphean task to try to beat Brittani, because it is very much like rolling a boulder up a hill. And I think
she missed
Robert
4 questions total.
Yeah, which is 4 more than she did the last time she played you. So it's like, yeah, she bleeds, but like a little prick on her arm as opposed to like a gash coming down her entire face. So, and that's kind of what you need sometimes. But I think you played really well. I mean, the deep cuts was the thing I was the least worried about with you, because I know you're automatic at those. I think you're like, if not the best, at worst, maybe second best at that, like ever. So I think like, yeah, it's just she's pretty much unbeatable. You need like an act of God, or you need to be Abel to beat her. So, and maybe a little bit of both in that case. So I'm still really proud of Robert for getting to this point. I can see him getting back. I can see him getting back in teams with Kaiser. And I just think that, Brittani just sort of makes it not fun for everyone else. And that is too bad.
I don't know
how people keep going.
I'm not playing anymore, but I'm having a blast watching all this play out, especially with people like you playing, Robert. I think you did absolutely fantastic. Next time we see you in singles, will be in the summer tournament, unless you decide to do something before that. We will be seeing you in Kaiser in Act 2, Return as Rule 2. So, Robert, don't hang your head. You're still having a killer year, and we'll see you back really soon. Congratulations.
Thank you both.
Brittani Tapley back in the winner's circle. I think Brittani Tapley fans may have been nervous for you coming into this one because – one, Robert is very good, and Robert was playing like a madman coming up to this. But two, the first match of the year is typically a rough one for the defending champion coming in. It's how you won your first belt off of Joe, and it's because people come in with new movies. They're not as fresh on them. Like, it's kind of the time to strike. But it seems like you did the preparation to be prepared for this match. Jake and Robert said you missed 4 questions. Not your best, but like, we'll take it. Insane stuff, Brittani. You did great. And one thing I do want to point out is you do things that clearly show you are thinking about this as a game more than just like watching movies, because a worse player may not have used a repeat on the last question where like you clearly think you wrote it before I finished asking the question, and you go, let me use a repeat because I don't have shame, and if I pull like a Middle Earth thing that you did with David, then this match keeps going on. So like, that's a very smart veteran move. It shows that you've really grown to be one of, if not the best players of this game, and you just defended against a very good player. How are you feeling?
I'm very relieved. Cody knows, I felt like I was gonna like throw up before the match, like, because not only did I take a nice little break over Christmas from Fandom, because you need to. Yes. You guys added 70 new movies, and while I did feel like I was prepped for that, I felt like I neglected a lot of other things, like that Skyfall miss. I think maybe had something to do with that. So no, I was worried, and then you pair that with Robert. He has been crushing it like since last year. I mean, even the losses he's had, he's played amazing. I think he might have had like the second highest average last year. Don't quote me on that, when it was on your website.
It was something crazy,
I noticed that. Yeah, and those are the type of people that scare me the most. So I am very relieved it's over. I'm very happy with how I played. I need to stop taking filmography so literally, because you guys, that was a fine question. I just heard Butcher, and I'm like, who the hell is a Butcher?
When you didn't answer it right away, I was like, she thinks
I'm like, who the hell? So that's on me. That's a note going forward. But then I think I hit everything after that. So it's like, I don't let that stuff bother me, So I'm very happy with how I played, and now I can take a nice sigh of relief that's over. And great job to Robert. I thought he crushed it, honestly. So yeah, no, I'm happy.
Cody, thoughts on Brittany's continued reign?
Yeah, Jake said something that I don't disagree with him, like, of fun. Like, this league has always been like held by those people, like, they go on runs. Joe held it for the entire year. You reigned for as long as you reigned. The thing is, what people just don't realize about Brittani is she's very nice. She's very polite. She goes about her business. She doesn't trash talk. She is so fucking competitive. It's not even funny. Like, underneath there is a competitive person that wants to win more than anybody that's played. Like, I've managed you, I've managed Tim, I've managed a lot of players. She is by far the most competitive person I've, but that's what pushes her. So, and she's put so much work into this over time. Like there's Quizlets, there's matches. She writes a ton of test matches for so many players that I manage to help me help other players. She helps me. Like she's helped me like try to jumpstart this attempt to not be, a 30% player. So, it sucks for Robert. It sucks for Robert. Robert's a fantastic player. He deserves a belt. I said this before. I don't manage you, so I can't let you have it at this point. But on that note, I'm super proud of her. I saw the Skyfall and like the Shrek 2, and I was like, that's Skyfall, Brittany. Like I was confused, but then she was just like getting into the you haven't asked a question, you haven't been that's our first question she's been asked in the season. You saw it. As soon as the engine started running, it was all she wrote. Robert also, I think it came down to round 2. Robert had to go multiple choice way too many times. It's a classic match. Brittany versus it's Maggie versus Tuig. I think she just has to shoot questions, like has to go for 2 on things because she can't afford multiple choice against Tuig. It's the same reason here. If you let too many 1-pointers go by, the lead is just going to grow if she sweeps, and she did. So. Yeah, I thought it was good. And even when she doesn't have a great round 1, her opponents have a lesser round 1, so there's still sort of a lead there. So, yeah, it's a great game. She did great. I'm proud of her. And we have goals this season. Even though we were very successful last season, we have goals because we had that slip up in the middle of the season and had to create a hard end of the season. We're wanting to make it less fun for everybody the rest of the way.
Very fair. All right. Brittany, you have another title match coming up as you win this one, unless you are leaving, which please don't. That you will have another. I can give you pretty much everyone who's in this picture because it's not a whole lot of people. You have last year's rookie sensation, Bill Carriola. You have former teams champions in the forms of David Garcia, returning Caleb Coho, returning Thomas Scully, or spoiler alert for yesterday, everyone. Oh, shit. Never mind. Tim, you're going to have to cut that out because this match comes out before the next one. Sorry, buddy. let me find a good way to come back in. All right. Brittany, you will be playing another match, as I probably just said when Tim made that cut there. Oops. Here are the 6 people you could be playing. You have Amara Moses, Jacoby Bancroft, Caleb Coho, Thomas Scully, Bill Carriola, David Garcia. Those are your options. Preference of any of those 6.
I mean, I've never played Scully in 5, so I think that'd be pretty cool. Be a pretty big challenge, but
so it's great, Scully in 5. We also know that there is a person across the pond that has a shot, and we don't know when that shot could possibly come.
Yeah.
Regardless of where everything sits, we are always on the ready at this point. So Scully would be great because I am now managing him, but we are just waiting for that bond-loving, tea-drinking.
Cody, I couldn't have thought of a better transition myself. Get ready. He's coming in right now. I'm just kidding. He's not. We'll see you in the next match. Okay. Good job, Brittany. Congratulations.
Okay.
Bye.
Nick, why would you do that to a person?
It's fun. Brittany makes it not fun, so I do things that are fun. I don't know.
Oh, fair. No, this was a great match. I think Robert played fantastic. Brittany played great. She obviously is a deserved 2-time champion. Like it's kind of gross. I use the word gross lovingly because it is gross, but fantastic match. Congrats to both players. Thank you to Robert and Brittany. Thank you to Jake and Cody. Thank you to Nick for writing the match. I've been Tim. We'll see you guys real soon, I believe, with a team's title match tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. We'll see you then. Until then, have a great night. Bye.